Everyone can see it. Just walking Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt around lying straight to our own faces so we can continue to function in this broke-ass society. It's nauseating to think such inept, minimally exceptional humans make my choices for me. Fuck both sides. Every single politician in Amused 40 Years Edition. If you say otherwise you are wrong. The rich are greedy and selfish and should get that if the poor make more they, in turn, make more. If people can afford things they buy things and pay their loans and debts. The rich being greedy is why we're in the state the Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt world is in. In all the world leaders are too weak to say no and not smart enough to come up with the right solutions. Give the poor more wealth benefits everyone in the long run. The rich shouldn't be hoarding money, they should be paying the people the wages that they are entitled to for the past how many years now? Otherwise, the Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt, it's not really much of an improvement. That is a dumb argument since automation will come regardless if there is an increase or not. So then what are people supposed to do for work at that point? You argue against increasing the minimum wage. Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt. Ladies tee. Long sleeved. Sweater and hoodie. Lining sleeved. Sweater. Hoodie. Ladies tee. The opportunity shouldn't be just for the Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt rich. This supposed to be a new age of opportunity, not a modern version of the Dark Ages. What political advantage does this asshole see in doing this? Because his motivation is obviously political. Does he think his constituents want this? And that it will make him more popular somehow? How about $1 a year for the next 3 years and then 50 cents for the next 6? Gives everyone a chance to save money. Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt somewhere else. A local eatery uses the most expensive takeout containers there are. I don't need that. I'm fine with aluminum foil. Chuck Schumer needs to take Joe Manchin into a room alone and tell him that he can vote against the packager for the Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt package, but if he votes against it, he'll be running without DNC support in his next campaign. I don't even know why they bother. I can't think of a single person I know that makes minimum wage. Hell, the neighbor boy got a part-time job at McD's for 12.50 hours and still in HS. Even our tightwad local bread company starts people out at 13.00 until probation is over and they get an extra $1 after. They run at no extra people ever and every position is full-time. You argue against UBI. So then what Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt is your idea for making sure people have the money to have a living wage? I was commenting on the timing of the raise and how much more the $15 it will actually cost. I said nothing about UBI. The problem with UBI is while it will do some of the things Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt it claims, it will undoubtedly add to an already very large welfare class. I think back to my first job in 1998. High school student and made $9 an hour. After graduating from high school in 2000 had a different summer job that started at $13 an hour. Amused 40 Years Edition October Super shirt, which in the inflation calculators is about $19.75 an hour today. These were not jobs that required any education or skill. 21 years later and they are thinking $11 an hour is good enough? It's outrageous. He has valid reasons to oppose both candidates. And in some way, he is doing Biden a favor by raising the bar to who would be acceptable for the majority of Americans. Right and left. Other products.